Welcome back everyone to another video of World of Warship Legends. Today we are taking a look at the Tier 5 Premium Russian Cruiser Molotov. In the background here we have a game of domination on trap. You can see we got spawned right here in the center point. In this game I'm running Nikolai Kuznetsov as my commander with inspirations of Scott to tighten in the dispersion, and Vian going for a little bit more dispersion on that incoming fire. Little details on the ship. This thing has 3 turrets, 3 guns each. They're 180 millimeters. They have a range of 15.6 kilometers, 12.5 second reload time. HE has a max damage of 2500 with a 18% fire chance, and the AP, where this ship really shines, has a max damage of 4752 points. Now that is increased a little bit with some perks that we have for Kuznetsov. Torpedoes, not much to talk about. They have 4 kilometer range, but a max damage of 14,400 per torpedo, and you get 3 of those torpedoes per side, basically 1 launcher on each side. Take a look at the game here. You can see we spawned right behind our destroyer there, trying to support him and B, and then we saw the destroyer pop up right here, and we saw the DeGrasse pop up. So we want to come in here and try to ruin their day. Had a nice good salvo there of HE on the Gatey there. Switched over to AP, and this is just frustrating to watch. Going back through this, just overpins galore with the broadside French cruiser. This beginning of this game is a lot more aggressive than I'll typically play, but I think it's a really good example of what this ship is capable of doing. We did pop the sonar, and we wanted to go ahead and keep rushing this Gatey. We want to force him to come out of that smoke, or at least allow that sonar to spot him while he's sitting in smoke. That's kill number 1. Fortunately, the sonar was up, so we were able to see all the torpedoes coming in, do a quick maneuver around them, and now we just have the DeGrasse. We see that he's catching some fire from our destroyer and B, as well as our 2 cruisers off to the east. Finally get the first Citadel shot there. And now we just want to focus right in the front third of that ship, but again, 5 overpins, just unlucky. So I go ahead and turn the ship to get that rear gun on him and get kill number 2. So at this point, the only 2 ships on the eastern half of the map are the Fuso, which we can see due west of us, and right here the Koenig. I'm kind of writing off that I'm in trouble here, because if I sit still, I'm going to get shot by the Fuso. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep going super aggressive and push in on the Koenig. If I can maybe get a kill and trade off my life for his at this point, that's an okay trade. See the AP doing some great work even against a battleship. Go ahead, get the right side torpedoes off. And fortunately, the Koenig's guns never really pointed us. We're able just to continue reining in the AP. Once I'm fairly confident those torpedoes are going to hit, I'm going to go ahead and just turn out and now start focusing on playing defense and paying attention to that Fuso. Fortunately, our team is doing a good job. Looks like the enemy team did go down and overwhelm A quite a bit. They're doing a good job holding their own so far. We were able to wipe out this side, getting all 3 kills on the C cap. Our friendly destroyer did a fantastic job getting in there and getting B, which is always going to be the key cap on this map. If you can get B and then just go ahead and take one of the flanks, you're pretty much going to win this map every single time. So watching this, the Genevi here, you see they're just in front of us. Look how far away that Fuso is. They really have the range built in for that gunship. It's a lot of fun to watch them, and extremely frustrating if you're the Fuso catching that HE fire from that range. Trying to waste shells on a destroyer at that range are just pointless and overall just frustrating. So great play by the destroyer. You really love to see it. While we move on back down to the southwest to try to see the rest of the team, I want to talk a little bit about the patch notes that came out. Those did come out yesterday morning, and a lot of details coming out, a lot of buffs, especially for the American heavy cruisers. The New Orleans and Baltimore getting some big buffs, which Honestly, those ships were performing decently in my eyes beforehand, so I'm interested to see what it looks like come next week. Top of that, we get the brand new French destroyer for the legendary tier, as well as the Wooster. Gonna be great to get another cruiser into the legendary tier. Let's start getting some balance. Even if it is a HE slinger, it should really start to keep the Yamatos, the GKs in check, and really start to help chasing down all these destroyers that we're seeing. Overall, I'm interested to see what happens. I'm not really stoked about the new battleship, the campaign ship, right out of the gates, but again, we could see, the Achikov at first, it looked pretty underwhelming, and it's turned out to be a pretty fun and strong ship to drive. Here you can see we're trying to take some pot shots at the Fuso, just see if we can get a fire going or two. With this Kuznetsov build that I have, it is my burn it down build, so I have both fire increase perks picked on him, rather than getting the extended range and the twist and track for the cruiser commanders. But overall, I think it's a decent way to play this ship. And if you step up to tier 7 and play the Kutuzov, you can just absolutely start fires almost every salvo on ships. At this point, I need to start figuring out how I want this next engagement to go. We see the Fuso, do get a couple fires burning on him. We see that there is one cruiser sitting in A. It's going to end up being a Pensacola. And then way off to the southwest, we see the Fubuki and Nuremberg pop up. There we finally get the last one, the Emerald. So at this point, I'm trying to think, okay, I want to make sure that I keep this at a distance. I don't have a lot of health to sacrifice. Fortunately, I do have the incoming fire dispersion perk really maxed out right now. So keeping it at range is really going to just maximize my opportunities to stay alive. So at this point, I don't want to get any closer. So I turn away, start kiting. If I can keep resetting the Pensacola on A, great. But as you can see there, we do have a destroyer that's just northeast of the cap. So Nuremberg opens up here, and I'm loving this battle right here. Even though I am completely broadside, I'm just going to continue to manipulate the throttle here. Start juking them a little bit. You see we got a fire on that very first salvo, making sure to aim plenty ahead. Nuremberg probably should have been juking a little bit more, using that rudder, going back and forth. You can see they're going to pay for it, because I'm not sure if I have any salvos that miss at all. And given that their reload time is 6-7 seconds versus my 12.5 seconds, they definitely had a little bit of advantage. Fortunately, their health was low. Also, we're able to get kill number 4. Now we see the Pensacola has started rolling out, starting to pop shot at us too. That's completely fine. If the cruiser's going to ignore our 2 destroyers that are there, I'm okay with them shooting at me. Again, manipulating that throttle, going full speed back to reverse, trying to get them to whiff on some shots. You can see it works splendidly right here. At this range, they have to lead me that far that it really gets difficult if I can time the shots just well. Emerald making a bold move, and we get to see the power of the AP on this salvo. Comes out, gets spotted, and catches 3 citadels. Kill number 5, and just absolutely fun game. Here I'm thinking I'm going to have kill number 6 on the Pensacola. Probably if I would have had HE loaded here, I get the kill. Unfortunately, not enough. And Pensacola does end up going down. Now we're down to just 1 ship. We have the Fubuki out here somewhere. So we see the 1 stray torpedo out here. So I'm wondering where they could be, or what they hit that caused only 1 torpedo to launch. I'm guessing maybe they hit the carcass of the Nuremberg. There they do pop up. And at this point, they're in a little bit of trouble. We see that there was already the 1 set of torpedoes that went out. So we were able to avoid that second one right there just to our left side. And now we're just going to keep the nose pointed in with the sonar on. Minimize the profile of our ship in order to make it as hard to hit as possible. We're able to finish off the Fubuki with these sets of torpedoes here, and able to get kill number 6 in a strong game in the ship. Well, that's all we have for today. Thank you all for tuning in. If this is your first time coming to the channel, please consider hitting subscribe. We'll have a lot more games coming at you shortly. Have a great day.